Welcome along, everyone, and we are live from the Glen in New York State. It's a very hot day, as you can see, track temperature at 40 degrees Celsius. It looks like it's going to be dry weather today. Of course, the cars are about to go out for the qualifying session. As always, it's going to be two split sessions, one for the LMP2 prototypes, and then once they are finished, the GTD class is going to go out on the track and try to force a move towards the pole position. This is the round 3 of the IMSA 2023 Sports Car Championship, brought to you by SimRacingOnline and, of course, eitharacingteam. As always, give a shout out to SimRacingOnline on the internet. They have many series coming up, including the Trans Am series for R2, as qualifying is underway right now. The prototypes are lining up on the racetrack to get the lap time done. We have a couple of new names on the grid today: Villeneuve, Exposito. They are very known drivers from Sim Racing GP. It's good to see them experience Sim Racing Online here today, as the first prototype on the track is Brown, approaching the S's. And as always, I am joined by my good friend, Camille.
Hey guys, good to be back in the commentary box for a long time. Today I think is gonna be a fantastic. The guys LMP2 today, they're gonna be fighting hard. Ricardo is missing today, so the challenge for the P1 is they're already fighting to get the position on the track. That's super good. Brown, base.
Yeah, Phil Brown backing off with his Ligier LMP2 car, backing off to get some distance between him and Exposito in front of him. Pretty sure these guys, the Red Bull livery, Oreca LMP2, are gonna work together. They were always tucked in behind each other in the free practice sessions. I am pretty sure their strategy will be to work together and try to maximize the result for the team.
They might try to get some slipstream other.
Yeah, but is this a good track on which to exploit
think
the
so.
slipstream?
From a driving point of view, I would not slipstream, but you never know. The driver ahead of him just give vector. In that case, very heavy. But as you see, he's already taking some gaps, so this is not the case. They will go in a couple. They close, but not gonna get any. Let's see.
And as always, a big field of prototypes, 8 cars on the track, as we see Michael Labelle set the first purple sector in the first part of the racetrack. Of course, that beautiful Richard Mille Racing Team red livery Oreca, as we see the first of the Ligier. Phil Brown beat that very time, in Sector 1.
Going fast. Alicia is very the middle sector. It's not gonna be the fastest sectors. That his first sector will be lower than below, but he can actually make a big difference.
And we saw it right there, 34.8 in the central sector. I wonder how he's gonna try and get the car to turn in the last curves of the racetrack. The Ligier, not the fastest car off the line, but it has a lot of top speed, so it really does make a difference here at the Glen. Sebastian Exposito on a flying lap, literally.
As you see, the middle sector lower than the early.
Yeah, the Orica struggling to keep the pace of the Liege in the middle sector, as that was still a personal best, sector 2 by Exposito, but still not up to pace to the Orica in that particular part of the racetrack, although Esposito is now 1 millisecond clear from Tanner Selvi. Tanner Selvi is the first time lap. We are 132.8. Exposito beats that very time with only just with a super last sector. What a lap!
Considering the difference between cars and the out of track, the Brown just being one guys of good. Brown can make some gap, gain some gap on them in the first sector because I think he was not perfect in the first sector. But the Liege being there in P3, Brown is a good effort. Not easy. In pace with it, especially track.
Yeah, the Orica being the prototype to beat as Exposito is feeling the pressure from the slipstream. He was all out of shape in that right-hander corner. The back of the Liege stepping out a little bit. Tanner Selvi is still in the pit lane as Phil Brown tries to improve on his previous lap time.
I hope he didn't
Fails
crash
to
the
do
car,
so.
because if he did crash the car, he's allowed to come back on track again.
That may be the case because I don't see Selvi on the track anymore. Maybe he's working on the setup.
Possible. The tires
Phil
just lost for
Brown
one lap.
aborting his lap time and
You see
coming back
this
to the pit
in
lane.
the straight where the guy will be up and be, because the soft tire are very fast, but they last only one lap.
It's a qualifying tire indeed, the soft compound, as we see Lewis Middleton with a personal best first sector with that Mercedes AMG Petronas Esport livery. That is not what it looks to me though. That is the Jumbo livery from the Team
I think it's a
Netherlands.
custom.
It may even be a custom livery, that's true. And of course, guys, if you want the best custom livery on the market for R Factor 2 and Assetto Corsa Competizione and also iRacing, check Either Racing Design on Fiverr. We have a freelance service that produces the unique designs for any request that you have, so be sure to check that out. Ooh, Lewis Middleton out of shape. How did he keep that car out of the wall? I will never know. That was a incredible car control.
It's gonna be very interesting when they will be lapping the GT3 the sector. How they're gonna handle that.
That is true. Watkins Glen is a very narrow track, if you ask me. Not sure if it feels that way when you drive on it, but except for the first sector where you do have a bit of runoff, you do have a very technical part of the racetrack in the last sector, especially with tight and slow corners, where the GT really do bother you if you have a faster prototype.
I would say very tricky to get a gap correctly, especially in this sector. If you're very close to GT3, you stay behind. There is no way you're gonna try an inside dive bomb on GT3. If you do that, you have to be very lucky. Otherwise, the crash is very highly to be happening.
And Selvi is back on the racetrack, so he was maybe working on the car. Good to see the Alpine on the track again. Tanner Selvi, of course, one of the main competitors, and he was leading the race last time around for most of it, and it's good to see that he's competitive. He looks to be competitive here at the Glen as well. Of course, Watkins Glen, a racetrack that has plenty of heritage. It was used in Formula One for a very long time, up until 1974. After a couple of big crashes, the track was dropped from the F1 calendar, but it was still used for IndyCar and American sports car championships. It still is today in the IndyCar championship. Not sure when in the calendar. I don't remember the timeline on
Either,
that,
but
but
it's very used. In the
it's a
NASCAR, it's very
very
used.
good. Also, the NASCAR. I was about to say that the NASCAR cars have been adapting more and more to
I
normal
think
road
Tanner
tracks.
Shelby should be allowed to finish up because past the 11-minute lap should be counted.
That is true. This lap should not be counted. Tanner
However,
Selby got 10 seconds. He was 10 seconds late, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, most of the LMP2s are still on the track,
yeah, they're
but
finishing their lap.
they're finishing the lap. I think Villeneuve will not improve on his effort. Andrew Harper, though, might be on a flyer.
Yes, he did a fantastic sector, but Tanner Shelby is
Tanner
flying.
Selby, purple in sector one. I wonder if the stewards will have a look at his
I hope so because
the
he
lap
actually
time.
was in a when 1 second counts. Better can make a difference.
Harper improving is now P6. He passed Michael Labelle on the chart.
As you can see, the
Oh,
GT
Tanner Selby off the racetrack. Tanner Selby crashed out from his lap time. That
unlucky,
is that is
very
very unlucky
unlucky.
indeed. The GTD field then is lining up in the pit lane
They're
to go
already
out
out.
and set their lap. Johnny Gutierrez in a Mercedes, being one of the first to be out. Paulo Tempera on the Ferrari. This is a guy to watch. He was very quick
Did a
indeed
very
in
good
Road
race in
Atlanta.
Santa. He was fighting with Johnny Gutierrez for the most of. He didn't got
Yeah, and then
lucky.
he spun out of turn one, as most of the GTD cars unfortunately did, and he was able to finish though. I think he came home in second place.
Yeah, he had the pace, say, but he was not. He was fighting with Roberto Balli.
No, that is no. He was right. He was
He
fighting
was
with
fighting
Michele Rizzo.
with
Michele
Michele
Rizzo.
Rizzo, yes, and that cost him, I think, a lot. The first stint because he asked a lot for that battle, but they were very close. Johnny Gutierrez was leading, and this, but today I believe he can do some. Graph is oh pretty big. 13. Yes. Stable is back. Waiting. Wait moment. Pasha is a new name.
He was racing in the
He's
first two
racing.
rounds. Paja
Jordan Martin
Patterson.
is back, so good that the old guy who raced their race and debut race are racing again in the round 3. He won't just go on find the championship. That 2002. Just need to have the free package and all the other track are free. And with a new feature, you can even buy just one GT3 and race. Just need $5.
That is very true, and it is a cracking update because you don't need to spend your entire life savings on the game. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good to have that feature here on our Factor 2. And of course, um, be sure to check the championships that we have going on in SimRacing Online other than this IMSA series. Of course, this being the main series of this 2023 spring. A spring made of racing and close fights. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. And I think we're up for a very great and entertaining race here at Watkins Glen today.
I would like to make, as you can see, they're on the outlap. They're very slow. They're caring about all the temperature on the tires. They're not trying to tire even in the outlap. They're so careful. And it's just for Watkins. What about Atlanta? So that they were just flying from the pit lane and going to the lap. Here we will see that they will be very slow. Johnny Gutierrez getting fantastic first sector, 94.5. Nicola Puccini doing the same, 94.548. They're on the same lap time. Good to see them very close to Johnny Gutierrez, who's actually setting the bar of the level of the Paul
Yeah, of
Tempera.
course. Johnny Gutierrez being the three-time champion in GT cars here on SimRacingOnline, a very quick driver indeed. And of course, he's the benchmark for everybody else.
45 for Paul Tempera can be a good lap time for everybody. I guess all the lap time will be going down to low. As you see, Gutierrez 44.4. Tempera will be improving his lap time. They're just, I guess they're running on, they're all soft from the medium, did a P. They're trying something different.
Ooh, they're trying something different, but Nicola almost spinning out of turn one. He needs to be careful because if that happens in the race, such a
Rough.
big field, and look at the charts changing. Cartwright putting himself barely 1/10 behind Johnny Gutierrez. What a lap from Cartwright.
A good lap. I think Cartwright very unlucky last race. I hope he can do fantastic. Because he had the race pace on Road Atlanta, but got unlucky with the crashes ahead and he lost the pace. That was a good car. For the GT3, I would say that corner will be a very tricky one, and one that will. Oh, he's going. He's pushing this.
He's throwing the car in the corners. He's really on it.
Pushing. They will need to in the race. They will be very careful with the car. The egg is very high, and these two corners that are coming up, these two, them will be very, very, very careful because try to push slightly more. Going wide here is very easy, and the track limit are just 10 out of the line. At the same time, you have a drive-through, and that can cost. Especially this corner, if you go wide, the truck is aborting the lap. As you saw, they did one lap. Are coming. They will take another set of tire, and they will go. At the moment, there are cars right. Only leading it. Stones. Then a map. Hillary and Richard. Allah, I hope. Okay, never going. 48. Can do better. Not the best GT3. Rizzo, the guy who was last race. He's doing first out lap, so
He's barely gonna make it in time. Oh, and what happened there? There's a crash outside of turn one. That is Nicola Puccino and I think Ed Jones, possibly.
yeah, possibly.
No, that's Paolo Tempera.
Paolo Tempera.
That was Paolo Tempera and Nicola Puccino colliding outside of turn one. Probably a misunderstanding between the two drivers. I think Puccino was set to do another lap, as well as Tempera. That is going to cost them dearly.
It's gonna be cost a lot to
and, and they're gonna start side by side. So this could get interesting.
Johnny Gutierrez last lap. Capucci finishes their lap because they crashed. Togo is in the box, doesn't have the time. A great lap. 41 bad. Except from Garrison to the other. From 7 there.
That is very true. A
This
close
track,
midfield in GTD class.
it's gonna be very hard for passing each other. So you have just one chance on the guy ahead. It's fairly impossible. Garrett proving back to Cartwright is the fence. BMW fast.
The
And
BMW is working very, very good indeed. It's probably the first time this season that we have seen the BMW perform up to the pace of the Mercedes of Gutierrez, and I'm happy to see that.
purple, fantastic, and he's faster than Johnny Gutierrez by 1/10. Johnny Gutierrez
That is a cracking lap by Johnny Gutierrez indeed, but Cartwright on it in Sector 1, so let's keep an eye on him as well.
39.3 from Johnny Gutierrez in the middle sector. Let's see if he's going for that. If he needs to make the time in coming up, braking late, acting early on, slightly wide. Let's see. Johnny Gutierrez will be finishing the lap. When he does improve,
44.1 is that was a cracking lap time by Johnny Gutierrez, but let's
Cartwright
see if
is flying.
Team Cartwright has something to say about it. He's in the last sector now. He's
Half a
down by
second.
6 tenths. This could be a cracking effort, guys. This could be in the 43s.
The first BMW pole position.
Maybe. Let's see. 2 corners left in the lap. Last corner coming up. A very fast right-hander. Keep your foot down as much as possible.
Very close to the wall.
Ooh,
I think it's
it
that
could be pole position.
43.8.
And it is Team Cartwright with a 143.8. Stuns everybody and puts his BMW in pole position at Watkins Glen. What a great lap.
But it was fantastic. It was fantastic. It's the first pole position that Johnny Gutierrez doesn't do, so I think we should celebrate this one. Super cool. Considering the lap difference between the two cars, BMW and Mercedes was everything in the middle sector, and Johnny Gutierrez actually gained in the kart, right? As you can see, starting grade, Bastian Esposito, Salvi, Will Brown starting P, Will Villeneuve, and Harper, Labelle, and Da Silva starting 8. The GTE Cartwright got the pole. Johnny Gutierrez. Kyle Graf actually making back this. Will be starting near Puccino. They crashed the last race. Great to see them battle again. Paul Tempera, very unlucky crash on the out pit lane. Michel Ritz, I think he didn't go the lap correctly. Berto Baldi, John Good, yes. Barrett Eriksson, Marsha Patterson, not bad for his second race. Robin Taylor, I think he didn't got the lap correctly because he was fast in the server, so he will be gaining back his position. Ed Jones, Stefan Wenham, and Lauren Martin. And on the last but other stable, definitely some great position. They are in the warm up. Now they will
A
get
very
back.
short warm up. barely 5 minutes of warm up.
No, no. Yes, maybe yes. We have only 4 minutes.
Oh, that was Michele Rizzo disappearing for some reason. Maybe connection issues.
Yeah, no, I think it's the server. Yes, server is. Let's see. I hope they get back. Let's see. The guys will be.
We did have some issues with the server last time around in Road Atlanta, but we managed to solve it in a relatively short amount
We
of time, I would say.
yes. Let's see. There will be all the guys will be joining back by one. Second.
We'll take a short break.
Should have fixed technical issue. The guys are getting back in the server. We yes back. The guys are trying again their race pace. Again, getting you driving the. Gonna be a hard race physically and especially high deck and very demanding from driving point. We are coming from South Atlanta where they were used up one leg was high, and here they're gonna be met until the end. So it's gonna be very very, especially considering the different on driving and then the driver will be ahead of him. They're happier to drive this kind of thing. I really love it.
It's very nice. I can confirm it's the Team Netherlands inspired livery. It's a livery that exists in real life. It raced the Le Mans a couple of years ago.
Let's hope we don't have another crash from the server. You guys be back. This is even custom made. So I wish so.
It is. That is a McLaren that looks to be gold and black, if I am not mistaken. Yes, that is.
Yes.
This is who is this guy? Should be Andreas Saibo, I think.
No, this is Ed Jones.
Ah, this is Ed Jones.
First time I see Ed Jones with this custom livery though.
Yeah, no, Ed Jones used to have that bright blue and white livery, usually.
It's good to see the guys having their livery because it puts some effort to make this livery. You know? They really like. Oh, it's a good look. I really love the front part of the car.
It looks pretty good.
It's a Tiger.
Yeah, it reminds of a Tiger. I'm not sure if that's the case because we should see closely, but it has some decals on it, and we are just about to get in the race. Warm-up is checkered now.
Everybody in the pits. Can be a good pay. Hard fight. 7. It's not bad. Let's see. I will see. I think we will see very struggling mid part of their stint. I hope the midfield will be fighting a lot. Perfect. Everything will be joined with.
Here we go then. LMP2 cars in GTD field on the racetrack. Esposito will lead the formation lap from Tanner Selby, Phil Brown, Middleton. I don't see. Okay, Cartwright is in the GT field. Okay, I got scared for a second.
No, Cartwright in it. Don't worry. They will take a 5-second of gap.
Michael Labelle is stationary on the track. What's happening with Labelle? The GTD field, it's getting underway. Oh, Labelle with some sort of issue.
Maybe some throttle issue?
Not sure if that's the case. Yellow flag in sector 1 and 3. As we have a stationary LMP2 car on the racetrack. Michael Labelle, he was starting in P8 in class. That's a shame. Let's hope that Labelle can recover, but I don't see him moving from the actual pit stall. Oh yeah, Michael Labelle. It's a DNF for Michael Labelle. That's unfortunate. We cannot see the names in the overlays, but I'm pretty sure that's a confirmed DNF for Michael Abel. Such a shame.
Such a shame.
One of the LMP2 cars get DNF such early in the race, before the race has even started, in all effects. Sebastian Esposito leads the field then from Tanner Selvi. Then is Phil Brown alongside Lewis Middleton, the championship leader, effectively, Lewis Middleton. Then is Gilles Villeneuve, and of course, I think that is an alias name. If you have the same name as the late great Ferrari driver Gilles Villeneuve, well, that is pretty cool. Then is Harper, and then last but not least, Da Silva, which is the only one of the only Ligiers on the track. Not sure why Seibel was being shown at the top of the chart. Something weird happening with the overlays right there.
Yes.
GTD field proceeding at a very high pace. Here at Watkins Glen, we see the BMW of Cartwright leading the field into the last sector as the LMP2 cars are reaching the second to last corner. Some of the guys have their flashlights lit on in the front of the car, and we are seeing some weird behavior from the overlays, but never mind that. Last corner coming up now, so we are about to go racing. Sebastian Esposito has the green flag, and we will be racing at the line here.
Racing.
Green flag, and look at the start from the yellow LMP2, and up the inside from Selvi, backs out of it, but a good start from Lewis Middleton in P3. Sebastian Esposito retains the lead in LMP2 class as they go up the S's for the first time. Tanner Selvi under pressure from Lewis Middleton, and then is everybody else. And I saw one of the Red Bull cars, probably Villeneuve, go wide in turn 1 as the GT field lines up now, and they are all bunched up together. Team Cartwright will lead them into turn 1. Let's turn the names off, please, so we can see the cars. The Mercedes of Johnny Gutierrez is second. Then is Kyle Graf with a great start. Then is Tempera. Then Puccino in P4, alongside Cogolo then in P12 overall. Then is the other BMW of Eighth Racing Team, driven by Riccardo Zampatti. Then is Vidi with a Ferrari, so he changed his car into the warm-up. And then is Roberto Baldi, and then everybody else. As they go into the bus stop chicane for the first time, Cartwright retaining the lead from Johnny Gutierrez and Paulo Tempera. Not sure why Seibel is reportedly first in the charts. That is not the case.
I think Seibel is very high end, and he's visible. It happened. Can be the case.
That is good to know. And of course, Cartwright 1 second clear as Seibel is now. Big lag problems there for Seibel. Cartwright lead Johnny Gutierrez by 1 second, and then is Tempera right behind him. I was expecting a more hectic start. It's a good thing that nobody got crashed into the first lap.
Cartwright is going flying away. That's very rare to see. Maybe first. Top start.
Oh, and big crash behind them. That's a three cars involved. That is Riccardo Zampatti, Lorne Martin, and what I believe to be Stephen Wenham. Oh, and Zampatti completely out of the blue spun, and then mayhem behind him. Oh, and again Zampatti is out. I think that is gonna be it for Riccardo Zampatti. Big damage to the BMW. Oh, and another car off the track. What is happening?
That's Robin Taylor.
That is Robin Taylor. No, that wait.
Not
The charts are going crazy.
No.
That may be Cartwright. That
No,
may
that's-
be Cartwright. That's the race leader. What is happening, guys? Yes, that's
Johnny
the race
Gutierrez.
leader.
Johnny Gutierrez going straight. What position? As you saw in the replay. Going slow, guys.
It's going slow. He might have let Tempera pass for fair play. Not sure what happened. What is going on? Yes, he missed. Oh wait, he got contact. He got contact from Tempera going into the bus stop chicane. He decided to cut the corner.
Wow.
That's a very risky move because he could have collected damage from Cartwright's spin. Tempera then leads the field from Johnny Gutierrez and Kyle Graf. And then behind them is the BMW of Nicola Puccino as the
Middleton made
electric
P2.
cars.
LMP2. We missed the
Yes,
pass.
Middleton passed Tanner Selby on the track. Of course, with all the mayhem going on with the GTD cars, we missed pass, but it's a long race. We are going to see more of those tours being done. The Ferrari of Tempera then in P1, that's an incredible achievement. As that is Filippo Cogolo then on the move on Nicola Puccino for what is effectively P4 in GTD class.
They should fight all together and get back the gap between them and Telegraph. It's very, very close. Very careful. Right. Because Kogolo, we saw that he had the pace. A good recovery from.
It looks like the BMW has more speed though in the technical parts of the racetrack, and a contact between Puccino and Cogolo. Cogolo off the racetrack and into the wall with a huge contact with the tire barriers. I think that might be DNF for Cogolo as well. I'm not sure he lost a tire, but Cogolo tumbling down the order with Puccino having damage at the front. So that is going to be a very tough race from now on for the BMW driver. Yes, that's Puccino stopping on the racetrack behind everybody. I saw him park the car on the left. Yes, he's going into the pit lane to fix damage. A disaster for the BMWs at the beginning of this race.
Yeah, we saw Cartwright crashing. Then we saw the BMW. And the Ferrari. The BMW crashing at the moment. 5 cars are still in first 2 laps of this move. 9. Wow. Venom. Second. Passing is very hard. But I think and there is there should I'll take
We'll see about that as Kyle Graf in the first of the Aston Martins in third place. Good to see Kyle back in the competitive spots. after a very dismal Road Atlanta round last 2 weeks ago. So he is making up time on the first two guys, Tempera and Gutierrez. But I'm pretty sure he's not gonna be able to match the pace on the long run. Although I might be wrong, indeed. And as we speak, Middleton is 7 tenths behind Exposito. That's the battle for the overall lead, and the battle, of course, for the win in LMP2 class.
The GT's weekend. Good, good. They can. He will lose time. He will lose time. Something. But
Yeah, he got away with it though.
yes.
Exposito nailing the timing on that pass, but now Middleton all over the Red Bull Orica, the McLaren. That is Barrett Ericsson, I think, making up space for the faster car to go by, and that's a BMW, and Middleton almost colliding with Cartwright there, I think. That is Cartwright. That is Team Cartwright.
Yes.
In P14 overall. Oh, and Middleton a bit out of shape, trying to match Exposito's lap time. Exposito very careful indeed at overtaking the GT cars. They're not making it easy for them to pass by.
Then overlapping very good.
Yeah, because Selvi is now right behind them. Selvi has gained a massive amount of time. This has now become a three-way battle. Look at Middleton overtaking the Callaway Corvette on the outside of the S's. That takes quite a bit of mojo.
That's true.
Oh, Selvi got held up though. Selvi got held up at the bus stop chicane, but he will be going again, making up some places from the Aston Martin. Not the easiest car to pass, John Villegas.
What is lost? Tempera.
Paulo Tempera under an incredible amount of pressure from Johnny Gutierrez. That is a battle for the lead. So the leaders in both classes fighting as we speak.
Hold the bar. First point 47, 72. All the other they're on another category. Easton. Oh, now I mean, that's
Oh, and Middleton making the move stick on the straight on Exposito. That's it. That is the first lead change in prototype class. Huge effort from Lewis Middleton to take that place from Exposito, but now Exposito sticking his nose right behind the gearbox of the Orica and trying to find a spot on which to pass Middleton. But Middleton, oh my God, that was a hairy moment there from pretty much everybody else, and they're approaching the GTD leaders. They need to be careful to not jeopardize both Johnny Gutierrez and Tempera as Exposito with a contact, and Johnny Gutierrez is around.
Middleton sending it right. Tanner
Selvi inside the inside from Exposito. Exposito losing 2 places in the space of 1 corner and almost colliding again with Paulo Tempera. Look at that. The LMP2 cars not able to match the GT D-Class in the cornering speed on the outside.
They're gonna be lapping this guy a lot next hours. First time around. Let's see what can happen the next time. That'll be Middleton flying away.
The overlays are behaving weirdly again. Of course, Puccino is not in the pit lane for 7 minutes.
Yes, he's back on track and
We get a yellow flag in sector 2, though.
oh, this. Yeah. But Halo, the Corvette doesn't have great. Corvette's
Oh, the Aston Martin looks to be very tricky to keep stable in the middle of the corner. The Corvette very stable indeed, but not the fastest car. As Gutierrez has now cashed Tempera back to what is effectively a gap of 7/10 of a second. So the leaders again in all sorts of battles at this stage of the race. I wonder if this is going to go on for a lot of time, because it would be great if it did that.
oh,
Oh, look at this guy should be disqualified. I am sorry to say, but this has been going on for a couple of laps now. And Stephen Wenham, of course, I don't hate the guy, of course. I love everybody in this server, but that is just dangerous, and he should not be on the racetrack with that car. Taylor and BDS with Cartwright making progress right behind them. Of course, Cartwright will be extremely disappointed because he was leading the race. He did an amazing pole position lap in qualifying, and he finds himself in P13 overall as Middleton and Selby now battling for the lead in LMP2. Selby doing all sorts of distractions to try and get into the mind of Middleton, try to force a move, but Middleton, cool as you like, keeps his lead for the moment. Oh, and Tempera going slightly wide, and Gutierrez side by side now into the airpin. Gutierrez, oh, on the outside, that's not the place you want to find yourself in, and doing the under over though, because Tempera is really struggling now on those tires. The Ferrari doesn't look to be happy in the middle of the corner. Gutierrez tries to squeeze, but Tempera has a lot of speed and is still struggling to slow the car down in the braking area, but amazingly keeps the lead of the race.
a lot tire. He's doing a fantastic job again. Other than upright and but at the moment I guess there is just hitting the
That may be the case. He needs to keep the position on Gutierrez, but we know that Gutierrez can be lethal also based on strategy, so he can jump you in the pit lane. We have seen him do that many, many times in the past. As Stephen Wenham is finally into the pit lane, that would be nice because the BMW had heavy damage, and Wenham was not able to hold the race pace and a decent speed that wasn't dangerous. Of course, he collected damage from an early spin with Lorne Martin in the last corner. There we see a nice old McLaren battle between Barrett Eriksson and what I believe to be Pasha Patterson in the orange McLaren. The McLaren 720S, not a car that looks to be fast in this very championship. We have seen the McLaren perform very well in the past, but for some reason, yeah, the BOP that we spoke about it in Daytona, the BOP really put a toll on the performance of this British supercar, and the results are showing here in Watkins Glen as we get a yellow flag in sector 1 briefly. I think that was Brown in the LMP2 class making some sort of mistake because he lost the place to Villeneuve. Oh, and he DNF, so maybe a crash or some connection issue. And oh no, that is Lorne Martin in the Ferrari, probably spinning. Yes, that is Lorne Martin losing control, and
there was
Brown,
nothing
he could have done there to avoid contact. Such an unfortunate situation. We have seen Martin spin twice now in that particular spot, as we see Gilles da Silva trying to avoid chaos with a conservative line in turn 1. We are now watching Johnny Gutierrez losing a bit of speed towards Paulo Tempera, which is performing very well in the Ferrari. Might not have been the fastest guy in qualifying, but I think he sacrificed the pace in a single lap to focus on race pace.
Same pace. They're doing 35-0. So very, very, very top if that was having a share. And the laps car, they're gonna decide positive of them. I see. Doesn't matter. They're running.
And
Barry is a fast driver.
Tanner Selvi is one of the fastest drivers in the field, and of course we know how strong he can be in the LMP2 class. But this entire battle is, I was about to say, this battle plays into the end of Middleton, who is now more than 2 seconds clear from these two guys.
How did it?
Oh, and they got held up by, who is that? Steven Wenham.
He did contact.
Esposito up inside at the S's, makes the move stick. Tanner Selvi will have to settle for P3 at the moment, but he has the slipstream now going into the bus stop.
If Esposito can held up Selvi on the side.
Selvi goes for it, but Esposito shuts the door.
Nice position.
Oh, and goes slightly wide on the grass. Selvi is able to recover some space and goes up the inside again, but backs out of it.
Esposito can make the gap factor. Then he got the next lap.
Let's go on board. Let's go on board with Esposito. With Selvi. See what the differences are in line between him and Esposito. I wanted to see. He has a bit of damage. Yeah, I was about to say he has a bit of damage because the car doesn't want to turn right for some reason, and that is because he got damage from Steven Wenham's McLaren. That is gonna cost a lot of time. I don't think he's going to be able to continue, and he needs to be careful because the car is now more fragile than it needs to be. He's going to go on. As Graf DNFs, they say, oh, what happened? Wait, we missed something. Tempera and Graf DNF. Tempera was the leader in GTD field. What happened to him?
See if we got to it.
So he was with Gutierrez. I think he
And this
might have.
connection.
Yeah, that was weird. That was very, very
And
weird indeed. And it's such a shame because now Gutierrez has clear track both ahead of him and behind him.
telegraph.
Yeah, a double disconnection probably, or maybe it's really weird. What happened?
Double
That is
disconnection.
very, very
Hey,
weird.
doesn't happen often.
This plays tremendously into the hands of Puccino, though. Puccino will be making progress as the LMP2 cars try to lap and get around
Was the
John
wide? Was
Villegas
the
and
did man?
Selvi then getting slightly held up by the Aston Martin there, but nothing the Aston Martin could really do to avoid that. Selvi still holding on to that third place with a damaged steering column. We have seen him struggle a lot with the steering wheel of his car, so that is not the easiest race for Selvi, and you can see that the car is behaving unstably in the corners. And amazingly, VD Guest and Taylor, the guys we just saw battling with the Callaway and the Aston Martin, are fighting for what is effectively P2 and P3 in GTD class. How about this?
It's fantastic. Robin Taylor is very close, but his Corvette doesn't has any as this customer. How, as we saw yesterday, probably this getting out everything. Might see. Wow.
Oh, as that's Gil da Silva going around the outside, taking a very cautious approach with the Ligier LMP2. Well done by da Silva.
First
Right.
first
Yeah.
doesn't have to.
He was on pole, and it was also pretty fast off the line when we started the race.
Doesn't have damage function. Very strange. Maybe it's just
Yeah, that is the same BMW that was slow the lap before.
Paolo Puccini. Second up. Masha.
Yeah, I was about to say a couple laps ago he had 65 seconds of gap, but now he's just down to 50 and he's gaining a huge amount every single lap. So Puccino really on it, and that's a shame because he had an issue with one of the slower GT cars and he collected damage there and had to pit for emergency damage fixing, and that put a dent to his podium position hopes. But nothing is really said and done yet because Taylor, Cartwright, and VD Guest are all tucked in behind each other with 5/10 of a second behind them collectively. So huge battle going on now
Robin
in the
Taylor, I
GTD class.
guess, able to find that out. Nothing. Hardest. Yes,
Ooh! Look at the Callaway under braking. Such a strong car under braking, always has been. Whereas the Aston Martin needed to take a conservative line to protect the trajectory there, as Cartwright has now effectively caught them, and I think the BMW might have the edge in performance over these two guys. And right behind them, Roberto Balli, watching carefully as look at the Callaway into the last corner.
Hello is testing, but last BOP they removed engine power and that caused moving a few very so even the Bentley that was now is as much.
Yeah, no Bentleys on the field this time. We hadn't seen maybe even Brown. I think was the guy with the Bentley.
Brown was Bentley last year.
As we see Cartwright now, almost having a look at the inside, in the going into the left hairpin, at the Callaway. The Callaway. Look at the braking power that the Callaway has. I think if Taylor is able to pass Villegas, he will disappear into the distance because he looks to have an advantage. And these guys should try to force a move on the Aston Martin because I reckon Johnny Gutierrez is not going away that much than he is used to. He's not very fast today.
Who's actually gaining with this fight? Roberto Baldi.
Yeah, I was about to say Roberto Balli has been gaining steadily, like 1 second a lap.
So in the next lap he'll be back first. If he's back in
Oh, there we see Cartwright. Cartwright making a move on Taylor. Side by side. He will have the better line up the inside, but the Corvette is just unbeatable on the brakes.
need to be very careful there. Otherwise you can get up to 10 points getting a
And again, the BMW having a look at the inside, but the Corvette is just incredibly fast under braking. And as Nicola Puccino probably made a slight mistake, is that is Pasha Patterson. Pasha Patterson making the move stick on Barrett Ericsson. Great to see Pasha fighting Barrett Ericsson, which is one of the main drivers. And look at that! And a contact between John Villegas and the Callaway, and the Callaway gets the worst of it and goes into the tire barriers. That is going to be heavy damage to Taylor, unfortunately. That is Villegas going wide and Taylor on the outside with a huge braking area. And I'm afraid to say that that is entirely on John Villegas, because that was not a nice move indeed. Such a shame for Taylor to go out the no, I don't want to say the race, but out of the battle once again. So that is going to cost him dearly. Such a shame to see Taylor go like that after a huge fight for P2. Cartwright and John Villegas then will have it on the straight. Cartwright looks to be way faster than the Aston Martin at this stage of the race. Has the better line up the inside and makes the mistake. Sam, you should not change the images when we are watching a pass go on, but the BMW is rightfully ahead of the Aston Martin and effectively regains second place. This is a replay of the pass. A very clean pass, I must say.
maybe John Villegas has back that
Middleton, sorry to cut you off, Middleton and Tanner Selvi are the first LMP2 cars in the pit lane. So Esposito will stay out and he must maximize the pace now, because these guys are undercutting him, or at least attempting an undercut. Harper is out as well. Villeneuve still on the track as well. That is not so fresh because he has a McLaren in front of him. He will need to dispatch this guy very quickly.
great battle with Ashton, but
Middleton and Selby out of the pit lane. That was a huge leap from Esposito. I think Esposito is gonna have it hard to try to beat these guys. He's staying out still,
there's a
so
lot
very
of
long strategy by Esposito. Interesting to see.
okay. Helped him.
I wonder if he's gonna gain though. We have to keep an eye on the gaps. He
Course,
is gaining, he is gaining on Harper.
yes,
On
but
Harper at least.
doesn't need now. That's few. As
Ooh, dangerous. That is Pasha Patterson with some kind of trouble, and Bart Erickson there, the two McLarens,
I
with
Pasha
Esposito
Patterson
going.
doesn't have damage. Just made a mistake because
He did lose the position on Bart Erickson.
parts right.
33 seconds, yeah. It's a pretty good gap.
Anyone
Esposito in the pit lane. Esposito, the race
is
leader, in the pit lane. This is crucial for the race. Middleton is approaching the last sector now. He's out of the horseshoe.
let's go.
Second sector now. Of course, this is a very technical part of the track. Right-hander. Try to keep a narrow line through there. Then lean on the curb on the outside, which is basically non-existent. There's just a patch of tarmac there on the outside. And heavy braking, slightly downhill into the right-hander there. Once again, put your foot down as early as possible because you do have a curb on the outside. Then very carefully apply the power going over the bridge. Sebastian Esposito still in the pit. Middleton approaching the last corner now. Esposito will be exiting the pit lane slightly afterwards. I reckon Middleton will be leading the race. It's going to be very close.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, but Esposito is right there. That was a pretty good strategy from Esposito. I think he got away with what was a very hazardous overcut
Even though this
from.
will not pay off now, second
Yeah,
behind him, that's
absolutely.
a long.
I'm not sure if you saw that, Sam, but it's getting darker.
Yes, but the fuck I had any could be still high or we might out there knowing
Antonio Gutierrez then with a comfortable lead from Cartwright.
right.
He's gaining, but not a lot of time.
I did gain fancy. Hey, did drop really second. Don't really Harper.
Harper is the only LMP2 who is yet to pit, and I think that will be costing him dearly because he's losing time. That is not correct. The stops there in the overlays are not correct. Middleton and Esposito have been in the pit lane. Esposito is 1.5 seconds behind Middleton, so I think Esposito will have the upper hand at the end of the race, as you, Sam, rightfully pointed out.
Uh, I don't think they right, but still, need
Well,
to do another, or
maybe
maybe
Harper is trying a one stop.
we'll know.
We know
Harper,
the second of the Red Bull cars.
I think they're full doing another. Very, very.
He is P5. And it will be a long stop for Villeneuve as well. Villeneuve trying to force a one-stopper, but not quite the time to do that, as
I see
Middleton flies
there.
away into the distance, trying to put some gap between himself and Esposito. But Esposito really on the move today. What an amazing first showing for Esposito. Of course, his first race, at least the first that I witnessed of him in Sim Racing Online. John with the guest there in the Aston Martin. We'll have to be careful because there's a LMP2 car going around the outside. Huge speed difference between the P2 and the Aston Martin. Of course, the prototype producing a huge figure in terms of downforce, whereas the GTD cars rely on mechanical grip and tire grip. They do have a quite intricate aerodynamic system, but uh, nothing compared to what the LMP2 car produces.
This gap. Man, very careful.
I didn't want to lose time, probably sacrifice a penalty point to try and not lose ground towards Middleton in front of him. That's a DNF for Robin Taylor. Of course, we had seen him crash with John Villegas early in the race. He probably had some kind of spin, yes. He did a spin and heavily into the barriers and lost a tire in the process. Huge impact into the barrier.
Think no, did collect some damage from that tree. Yes.
He hit the debris, yes. He might have damage from the debris. That is correct. That Mercedes is, of course, Johnny Gutierrez lapping Nicola Pulcino. As Harper into the pit lane, he was the last LMP2 car who was yet to pit. He's doing that now. I think he will retain P4.
Yes, he did the moment. Could be. Yes, he
Yes,
Far
that
away.
is, that is the great P4 for Harper.
I
So
said
Villeneuve.
really
Okay.
Red Bull.
It's great. It's a great livery. I'll tell you that. The color scheme is amazing.
First ever
Um,
livery I did was Red Bull.
yeah, that's true. I remember it on the NSX
Fantastic.
GT500. What a great car that is.
I would say it was great choice was
Yeah, it did have an engine brake at least.
yeah,
Good times.
time fly.
3 years
Yeah,
actually. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Mustang exposed Watkins and
Back in the fight as now they are right behind Selby. So Selby is first. Then is Middleton. Then is Esposito. How is
first
that?
how did it happen? Did he do a fantastic lap? He did got in the pit lane same lap as got this other two. They're
Yes,
gonna
that might be
yeah,
correct. I missed that completely. I thought Middleton was leading.
but they're lapping the same lap time and very easily. No, maybe lap time.
Probably, could be. We haven't seen the top class this close for a very long time indeed. Esposito really playing the stalker role uh, towards Middleton because he has been steadily in the 1 second mark from that yellow LMP2. So it's very good to see this level of consistency from Esposito and Middleton as well. Although Selby looks to be on the back foot, he's slow compared to these two guys, or maybe they are just on different strategies.
Was the try to get this to have and he's faster than guy about getting guy ahead. They're all running
That is one of the BMWs. That might be Nicola Puccino. Or no, that's no, that's Tim Cartwright in the blue and white BMW is in second place, uh, comfortably 30 seconds behind Gutierrez and 20 seconds in front of Roberto Balli as Ed Jones, from what was a very good P5, gets into the pit lane. He will be probably losing the place to Nicola Puccino, but Puccino was of course on a different strategy than everybody else because he had damage. He pitted with 1 hour and 5 minutes to go.
they're all getting their issue. I thought they of cover the
Yeah, everybody went for a very soft strategy with a steady pace, but not too much speed on the racetrack. I was expecting a
they're
two-stopper
running
from everybody.
drop of they're very close. End of crazy. Cannot find keep find score, but then had to
And look at the difference in the lines. Sebastian Esposito is able to keep a very tidy and tight line compared to the LMP2 of Middleton, which seems to be stepping out quite a bit in the middle of the corner, especially. Very smart defense there by Middleton. He knew Esposito had the speed to try and force a move, but wanted to make sure that was okay. And there's a GT car as well in the next couple corners, so it's crucial to get good traffic in the right spot. I reckon Middleton is able to stretch the gap on the straight and not give the upper hand to Esposito, who will try to force the last stop.
It's true. But that's all. Esposito. But this Esposito. That's right.
Oh, Selvi almost colliding with Nicola Puccino. That's the BMW of Nicola Puccino running currently in P5 in GTD class.
Running a lot.
So the top three class in the top three cars in LMP2 class all tucked in behind each other. Selvi leading, Middleton 7/10 behind, and then Esposito right on the gearbox of the Oreca. It would be nice to see them from the outside. There we go. They are approaching Cartwright, I believe. Again, no, sorry, that's the Mercedes. But that is Gutierrez. That's the GTD leader. Oh, Esposito, he might even two of them. Esposito up the inside. Let's see, 3 wide in class. Look at that, and Esposito incredibly takes the lead of the race with an amazing move. How about that? How about that?
Now Esposito has higher wing.
Higher downforce, yeah, higher downforce than these two guys. And again a 3 wide into the blast zone. That's not gonna work. And now Middleton will be under pressure from Selvi.
You agree with me? I would like to read.
That is correct. I want to see that again. So as we go into the last corner, Selvi got on the outside as well as Middleton, and they lost some speed. Esposito was able to keep a tighter line and get some good acceleration, and then with a 3 wide into turn 1, Esposito, huge power braking and a great move up the inside of everybody else. What a move!
Let's see what's the top speed from this guy.
And as we speak, Johnny Gutierrez in the pit lane for his scheduled pit stop. Roberto Balli inherits the lead for a brief moment. Esposito has a huge gap already, more than 0.6 of a second on Lewis Middleton, as well as Selvi. They all spread up. Selvi is 1 second behind Middleton now.
What's the top speed?
Let's refresh the overlays.
Almost 300. That's almost.
Oh, Sebastian Esposito going for the fastest lap. Purple first sector.
That's a fair share.
He's gapping Middleton by almost 4/10 of a second per lap.
Esposito is driving on a different team. Having a high. Okay, let's. For the guys who doesn't know, the package package and we have dynamic for this round. High acceleration cylinder, driving the high where Hilton driving the other. That getting there. Join and make it 35. That took. Did I mistake that?
No, I think Bali is yet to stop though.
Yeah, but even
No, Gutierrez has stopped. Gutierrez was in the pit lane. Gutierrez was in the pit lane. I saw him come in. We even announced it when the MP2 cars were battling. So Johnny Gutierrez did make his scheduled pit stop. There were 38 minutes left when that happened. Yeah, the overlay has not been working as Tanner Selvi goes into the pit lane for what will be his last pit stop.
my theory of pretty much earlier than been locked place. Fine with it. Changing it.
Yeah, only the rear tires though.
Yes. Struggling with it. Have 30. Gino. What's the 37. 4/10.
And look at Gutierrez now. Gutierrez all the way on the gearbox of Balli. That's a complete Mercedes battle, and Balli not really opposing any resistance. Or that was not the best way, the safest way for Esposito to pass. How did he do that? Passing in between the two Mercedes.
Lost 3 seconds.
Yeah, Middleton not able to match Esposito's pace at this stage of the race.
This will come. Agony. There is like his
A very long stint from Bali, indeed.
Hard.
The hard tire, almost up to 1 hour of full pace. Slow or fast, not
His
sure.
pace is
Pace.
just second from there. Doing the machine very cheap. They're doing a great job. That's right. Gaining back. Not really. But now, and they're all and losing was the most pace and so understand I'm not constrained upper evident para pushing versus second stage. He can gain almost everybody. He can energy. Carefully. The need and the pace understand That's right. Get back his I don't know if Ali. I mean, BMW is plastic. Back. Speed with. Oh. That's the mark. There is was the coming down to some. Don't be get breakers. Yes. Hard drive. Very fun. Built on. Outside. Oh, John video. Now but Harper. Running with. And there we go. Getting out. That's right. Awesome. like this, the different Middleton. Again. Positive. Reaching the lap time. Fighting for results from in 2 seconds. And if definitely and he would get his Harper should consider of gaining back. Can get that for sure. From second 5 seconds gap. Pushing. That and that inning. Very ahead. Galapagos and backhand. Away from Capital. That to be don't want to lose times at the moment. He has better pick than Posito, but losing time behind Harper, making life very tricky. Five, Burley, and get a better exit? Yes, he does. Will be trying to take the inside. Bar to try the dive bomb. Hilton is in the middle. They will try to find a gap in for sure. Very close. You need to dispatch this guy fast. Losing a lot of time. His pace is better than D. Try to get to faster distance. Better than try to take the play and very strange. Message Nicola Puccino. And you get always 7 minutes on. Let's watch this. Didn't make a mistake, but he bottom out on this curb there, and he will have a lot of damage. Galapagos very close. That jump at the moment is tapping 3 seconds faster. And if he keep up this pace, he will be fighting with Ed Jones the next lap. Let's go on board. And with guesses back within a second. Right action. correct direction. It's not really good. Technically, car can way much faster. And Nicola Cucina, that have a replay. Yeah, have a replay. The exit, a better throttle application. And now Nicola get away from launch. Good recovery from him. Salvi after Lewis Middleton got that take. Bottom out. That's a game issue. Right, nothing. The direction is very close. If we try the inside, better from you get that, and he goes. As well. Eric Erickson. Now build up and in the last sector. Otherwise, very close. How much on the McLaren has some sound of the cars. Running with turrets. And these guys. Careful. Pace. And these guys are fighting. Passing them relative. Very Austin losing time behind Russia. That's right again. He will be getting some. Yes, relatively. Ah, let's drive through. Penalty from. Serve a penalty. Yes, so. But another. Serve. Might lose. Yeah. Yes. Take. Option. Getting second. Ericsson. Think be enough to get that P. Alright, Ericsson. repeat of this. And Bali would be EP. It's difficult, but really guess can close hard right. This lane should second lane. Did not got any stopping. I think drive through. Then he deserved the penalty. E2 is safe. Right, Arts. Giving a little second. And let's go on board. John making some mistakes, so feeling the pressure. John Vidigues making some A's in the last sector. He did gain 6 tenths. Going away. Right, thanks. Can drive more and more carefully. This has been a very dramatic race, I would say. It got a fantastic that win. The Olympic and even the GT class Impera before NF flying and base Paris. Was a shame from I think the game that connected both Belgrade era. Next time they can start. Otherwise I think probably but he's just driving carefully at the moment. You're easy on the tire. A are very side. I tried wide. Careful. They are driving very big at the moment. Because their level mission base. For sure the new guy like Pasha, and actually technically Pasha is driving with a new legs. He should be feeling with his brake. Then manage some wheel and pedal. It's very tricky feeling, especially when you big change when you go pedal but the wheel he did gain a lot of experience during this 90 minutes of race, and I think in the next race the space that he should stay, and he might be fighting for 5. But if we're just building up the pace, 2 seconds on direction. Thunderstone pace. Bastian is not gaining that much, but at the same time this is relatively has been unlucky. And I am from Europe. Otherwise, I think they would have had the same. Last time expositor. This might be the last lap from him. And there you see Expositor finishing pace. He won his debut. Fantastic race for the race. And Nicola Pucci. Danny Gutierrez last lap. Harper. Cartwright last second. He did for a fantastic race. A mistake here and there, but got unlucky. Being with the race with Gutierrez. Gutierrez, fantastic. Another dominance from him. Very calm, driving the hard tire. Pace. There was there's a huge gap difference. And the pace of cars is 1.5 seconds. So fantastic. Last corner, another win for Gutierrez. Third in a row. Got the pole position, but he got the fastest lap though. Not a junction then, but still is a win. Fantastic from him. Roberto Balli finished. John Villegas finished. This was a fantastic race, I would say. And the here. So we got Esposito winning his own debut with Shelby. His beat unlucky. A mistake or the game issue. Jobs are very tricky. Andrew Harper drove the again. You will know great debut from not bad for a debut and can gain some for the next. Johnny Gutierrez winning at GT again. Cartwright way in the back with the gaining back. P2 again. Fantastic. Roberto Balli. Fantastic. Started P10 of 7 and got back all the position pace. John Villegas. Fantastic strategy from a double pit stop and getting lucky with a few silent pit car, and otherwise you would Eric Erickson fantastic race as usual. Pucci at P10, P6, fantastic recovery. Even could have been 4, I would say. He didn't got that mistake, but fantastic for himself in the last stint. Ed Jones, as usual, and with pace, nice. Pasha, as I said, he did change him rig, and not easy to adapt himself with rig, and being P8, fantastic. I think in race he will 5. Stefan Wenham, he did finish his race with a few mistakes here and there. Was not up to pace, but Watkins Glen is a tricky track. Anyway, was a fantastic race. I hope. And next race we will stay at Canadian Park. That's a is a mod made by somebody, and I think it will be a fantastic place where we'll be fighting back together. There are not many places where you can pass each other. So guys, see you on the next